Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess. I am Gemini Goddess, your host, and tonight I'm going to have we're continuing on with Nonprofit Recognition Month, January, last day of January. Thank God it's over because January's been Januarying. Oh my God. Anyways, tonight, joining me is going to be Sam and Dana from Beyond the Court. Beyond the Court is a local GTA charity that well, they'll come on and they'll explain exactly what they do. So welcome, my guests, Sam and Dana from Beyond the Court.
How you doing?
Hey Sam, hey
Hi.
Dana, how are you?
We're good. How
Doing
are
good. How
you?
you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. So introduce yourselves so everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, well, I'm Sam Ashley. I'm the founder of Beyond the Court organization.
And I'm Dana, and I am the assistant in operations for Beyond the Court.
Okay, you want to tell everybody what Beyond the Court is exactly?
Yeah, Beyond the Court is a nonprofit organization that I came up with about 2016. It helps works with marginalized youth coming from like low income communities, kids that are going through justice system and kids are going through problems in school, getting suspended, expelled. And yeah, kids in the justice system, just helping them out, sharing story, doing workshops, programs, trying to inspire them and motivate them that they could achieve their dream. No matter how hard it is, how difficult it might look, you can achieve your dream, and that's what we try to do.
That is amazing. And I love the work that you guys are doing. And it is most definitely needed especially in our area lately and how things have been going on here. So that is an amazing thing. So, first question. So what are give us some ideas of some of the things that you've done so far with Beyond the Court.
Yeah, we've had barbecues just this past August. We had a barbecue in my old community where I grew up in Rexdale. Yeah, we had a barbecue and back to school giveaways. We also had I also did basketball tournaments in the summertime and basketball camps. Also did we did a lot of workshops in the justice system. This past summer worked at 5 different open custody homes, and also did a lot of speaking in schools with the Children's Aid Society in different schools, and yeah, we're just trying to push it further every year.
That's something that's really amazing what you're doing. So what's up and coming for Beyond the Court right now?
Up and coming is we're trying to get a lot of things going on for Black History Month. A lot of schools. We're meeting up with a lot of schools and a lot of youth justice system in the next coming week to schedule our stuff for speaking at different schools and Children's Aid Society this upcoming Black History Month. Black History Month is usually our busiest month, so we're trying to get ready for that and keep it going even towards March, April, towards the rest of the year, especially the summertime too. So that's what we're trying to do.
That's that's really something. Um, so like I don't know, let's just have an open conversation and stuff like that. So do you guys do I know everything is nonprofit, everything you guys do. So you want to share your contact information for anybody who wants to donate or help out or
Sure, yeah. They can just go to the website www.beyondthecourt.ca. So there, all the information's there. If they want to send an email, if they want to donate anything, they could find all the information there. Everything.
Okay, so you got a website. Are you guys active on social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, on Instagram. Yeah, Beyond the Court 31 at Instagram, and yeah, that's where we're at. Instagram and the website shows up everything. They could directly get in contact with me or anybody on the team.
Okay, so I know you have a pretty interesting story of how you love part of your motivation for this.
Yeah,
Did you want to, let's
sure.
just get into it. You want to share some of your story of how,
Yeah,
everything?
yeah. Yeah, the reason I came up with it because I went through some hard times, growing up and with me, my 3 brothers, and my mom growing up in Rexdale. We went through some pretty tough times, and It was just I became one of the top high school basketball players, and worked hard to become that, and got a scholarship. But before that, I was one of the top high school basketball players. But I went through a lot of ups and downs. When I was on the top, I felt like I was there, and I stopped doing what I did to get to the top, like working hard, going to school, doing all my homework and stuff like that. So I lost a lot of scholarships. So I left here like 16 years old. I went to school in the United States, prep school in the United States. Was just trying to get everything up, trying to get back focused on my grades and get back to schools. And it was hard times. It was ups and downs. I graduated, got all my SAT scores, but then there was a school, there was some SAT scores didn't accept one of my grades, so I had to go to a junior college in Texas. And at one time I was up there with over 25 schools, and then leaving Texas, I didn't have a lot of schools because fluctuates. But then fortunately, I was able to get a scholarship from Duquesne University, and I was up there ready to achieve my dream of being a professional basketball player. And 2 weeks into school, me and four of my teammates were leaving the campus party, and there was a shooting, and I got shot twice in the head, and I was in a coma for about 2 months, and I wasn't even supposed to make it. So that's one thing. That's how it all started. Showing people that regardless of your situation, you're gonna go through some hard times. You just can't give up, and that's why I'm here right now. I didn't give up, and trying to tell everybody else, all the youth, young adults, that like, you're gonna go through some hard time, but just keep going, never give up on your dream. And just what I did. So that's how it all started.
Oh my gosh, well, thank God, you made it through that. That has to be like a that's a horrible traumatic experience.
Yeah,
Something I don't know, the gun violence
yeah,
has gone way overboard, especially here in the GTA. Like, it's the worst I've ever seen. Like,
yeah, for sure.
you know, it's like
Yeah,
I remember in the summertime when we went down to when I had the pleasure of joining Beyond the Court at their barbecue, and the tension there was so much because of the gun violence. Like, if you're not from this neighborhood, then they're uncomfortable with you. Like, I've never seen it like that, and I grew up in Rexdale.
yeah,
So it was like,
yeah. There's a lot of violence out there. A lot of things are going on out there, and I'm just trying to do as much as I can with Beyond the Court and people that on my team, trying to do whatever we can to work with those younger kids and just try to put them on the right path and just show them, tell them my story, what I went through, and if I can make it, they can make it. And so that's what I'm trying to do.
most definitely. And what I learned from that experience is it's not only just the kids we need to get through to, it's the adults as well, because the adults, they have this mentality where, they're stuck in their ways with this stuff, and it's just like, and then you're leading the kids, like you're supposed to be setting an example for them of unification. Instead, you're doing this division thing and making it like, I understand you're trying to keep your neighborhood safe,
Hmm.
but without communication and without interacting with other people and, finding like-minded people and interact, like, it's never going to work. You're creating more division and more problems, you know? We need to
Yeah.
be the solution instead of the problems, because if the kids see us as adults, acting this way, then that's the way they're gonna be, because I'm sorry, but those ladies were like some gangster thugs, like, I felt uncomfortable. I thought one of them was gonna pop a cap at us or something, the way, I was just like,
We're
you know?
lucky way with the clothes like still on our backs, at least there was that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's hard though when you're trying to do something good and you're getting pushback, and like, I get it and I understand, and you know what? It was the first time doing something like that, and
Mhm.
yes, I get it, the communication wasn't there, but it's like there definitely needs to be a lot of work and a lot of communication, and everyone has to, like, be on the same type of path, or it's never going to work.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was my first time being back there in a long time, and it's still like a lot hasn't changed. So we just gotta try to do our best.
Well, I hope that Beyond the Court will be doing a lot of work here in my neck of the woods because we went from a peaceful backwoods little country little town where you could leave your doors open. Like I remember when I moved here, my mom used to go to work in the afternoons and leave the door open for me when I come home from school. I just walk home and now I can't even have my kids go outside like just across the street from me. Like on my street, we're safe, we're good because everybody knows each other and we have like a little community here, but we can't leave off of my street because of the drugs and the guns and the violence. And I mean, some guy stabbed his mom on Christmas Eve, 2 roads over. Like,
Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting bad out there. No.
I, I know
It,
there has to be a solution, and I'm glad that there's organizations like Beyond the Court. And I'm also glad that I'm noticing too in the schools, they're starting to step up, especially for the Black youth. There are a bunch of different communities. I know at my daughter's school, they have one. The school where my other daughter used to go to, and I kind of wish they had this type of stuff when I was growing up. The school
yeah,
where my daughter went to, they have my oldest daughter went to, they had the Black Diamonds,
yeah,
and that program. It's basically almost like the same thing as Beyond the Court. It kind of like it helps them with scholarships. It helps them integrate if you're having issues or problems inside the school system. Then they thing. And even though she's a little bit controversial, I kind of like some of the stuff that Charmaine Williams is doing too for the city,
okay, yeah.
even though I don't align with her political affiliations, but we'll leave that alone because, but she is a good person, and I did campaign for her because I believed in the vision of what she's about. And there's quite a few counselors that do have that vision, and I hope they carry through with it.
Yeah,
And most definitely, like, I do think Beyond the Court does need to get involved with some of these um politicians because unfortunately without them, there's a lot of movements that cannot be made.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did for last year's. We went to City Hall, we connected with the city councilors, but I guess we tried to more or less focus on like the area which we would be serving at that time, which happened to be like Rexdale. But yeah, if we move out to Brampton or Scarborough this summer, because there's going to be the second annual back to school event, then yeah, for sure, connecting with the city councilors is it's critical because it really takes the community to stand behind you to put things into motion.
Most definitely. And if you're gonna be, and most definitely, if you guys are doing it again, well, not if, when you're doing it again this summer, I'm down. I'm down. I love these types of causes. I'm down for it. I'm like, anytime you guys need me, I am there because I love what you're doing and I stand behind what you guys are doing because
Oh,
it
speaking of
is.
which, Amanda, we need you in a couple of weeks to come with us to the Youth Justice. What is it, Youth Justice Department? Yeah, because we have a meeting actually in person, February 12th. So I'll send you the details for that.
Almost definitely, I'm there.
Parole officer. So like, yeah, we're steady moving. Like we're steady moving ahead, and we're just kind of operating behind the scenes. But once things get rolling, then
Hold on, justice. So like, there's gonna be a bunch of popo and stuff.
Youth justice.
Okay, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna have to put on my professional. Okay, I can do it. I can.
Youth
you
justice,
can
yeah.
do it. I know
Yeah.
you can do it.
Youth justice, yeah.
Most definitely. You know what? I just gotta stay in Gemini mode, not Amanda mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll be all right.
So yeah. So what else you guys have on the horizon? And
Um, we got some. Well, we're trying to get a. We do a lot of different things, like a lot of programs and workshops. A lot of people are doing that. So we do like programming with life skills, education, employment, and financial literacy. And a lot of people has been interested in that in our workshops. So working with youth, just staying dedication, resiliency, never giving up. So we work with, we're doing those things to inspire youth other than just the sports and just the speaking. We're doing those things just to inspire the youth and just give them a way, give them a way where they can succeed.
And also a lot of play-based learning. So not just basketball alone. Like basically it's a matter of connecting with the youth and finding out what they're passionate about and then kind of like cultivating, a program that best suits them so they can, learn while they're engaged and having fun and continue to be in a safe environment and kind of really establishing like a relationship with all of them that's going to, last longer than one workshop. So that's why actually on our website there's a message board. It hasn't really gone live yet, but the plan is the more youth that we are able to reach out to is just to kind of keep them, to give them a platform where they will have access to Sam like at any time, right? So it's not just a kind of nice to meet you, hi and bye. And there's all kinds of resources on there. What else?
Yeah, there's a lot of resources and the way they can start up a conversation, or if they're going through some hard time, they can put that up, and people give them feedback, and I'll be able to speak with them any time of the day and things like that. So that's something that we're trying to do more of. Keep engaged with the
You're
youth.
also like a social worker too. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
that is amazing. I love that. And that
yeah.
is definitely something that, listen, again, I'm throwing in my hat because I'm like, right now, you guys know I have like things are a little bit thing for me, but clearing up. And most definitely, I'm throwing in my hat because I love what you guys are doing. And, this for my neighborhood, my city, and I'm absolutely loving it because we definitely need it. And so, is it just the two of you, or are there like other members involved, or like?
No, we have another member. We have Jason. He's involved in it, so he makes a lot of like contacts and sets up a lot of meetings and things for us. And we're having a couple more that's going to be coming on. That we're just getting them ready and going to be coming on whenever we need them, because I'm not going to be available all the time. So we're getting a couple of people more to add on to the team.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And you know what? And it's like when you guys are having like your events and your barbecues and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Hey brother, how are you? Yeah, I'm just reading the comments. Sorry, my brother Vengeance is saying hi. Um, yeah, like whenever you guys are having like your thing there, I'm gonna enact the child labor laws. My kids will be volunteering because yeah, they don't really have a choice.
Child labor. That's
And,
funny.
honest.
and that's also something you guys could look into, because like a lot of the high school students, they need the volunteer hours because they have to do 40 hours of volunteer. So that's something you could to check to see if there's a way that, you could get them the hours needed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because right now, actually, Sam's working with a group of six for
Yeah.
the next like 40 weeks, like day
Yeah.
in, day out. So I was mentioning the same thing as to get them involved in their community
Hmm.
and, in these types of, in this type of
Activity.
outreach,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, that, what, that's like, and it shouldn't just be up to you. It should be up to the parents. Like, my 16-year-old, guess what she will be next weekend? At the
Volunteer.
food bank handing out food because we got to teach them to be a part of the community and to do stuff for the community, right? And of
Yeah,
course, she found a way to turn it into community hours, but hey, kill two birds with one stone, right?
exactly.
She's serving the community and she's learning stuff and she's getting her hours in, right?
That's good. That's good. Yeah, for sure.
So anybody in the Greater Toronto area, or even not even in the Greater Toronto area, because there's always need for help like online and whatnot that wants to help, you guys could reach out to Sam or Dana or myself, and I can forward the information to them. Um, you've got donations. I'm sure they're always accepting any type of donations and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, one thing that I've been thinking of too is this weather. Uh, like some kind of clothing drive or something. Seeing all these homeless people on the
Homeless
streets
people.
sleeping
Yeah.
in sleeping bags and on great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, no, that's definitely something else too that can, because there's like a lot of it's actually really sad to see some of these kids on the street, like,
Hmm.
14, 15, 12, 11-year olds, like,
Yeah.
so, there's a
It's
lot to be done. And hopefully, more. I know that there are other organizations that are in the Greater Toronto area, but, they're just not, and I'm hoping Beyond the Court does grow and get stronger and is able to help more. I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. And
Yeah.
that you're using your experience to empower other people. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And seriously, you should consider writing a book about your life.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
already
I know.
started.
I know. I have a manuscript. I just gotta get the time to, like, make it look professional and everything like that. But I have a manuscript already.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I just my new job is just taking up all my time. But yeah, I definitely got to find some time to do that.
As you know, I'm a huge advocate. Like, listen, I'm scared of AI taking over and stuff like that because,
Yeah.
good night, Millie, the Militant family. I interviewed them. They were the last people that I interviewed.
Oh, nice.
They have a charity in the United States that they work with people in Jamaica and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I'm a huge advocate for chat. Like y'all know, anytime I talk to you guys, oh, just check Chat GPT.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not I'm not one of those crazy. Okay, yeah, I'm obsessed with Chat GPT. Leave me alone. I'm an advocate. Okay, it's helped me a lot in a lot of situations. Who needs people when you got Chat GPT?
Yeah,
Ugh, I don't know how we would have survived like this past year without it.
Right?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely.
And I'm learning not to rely on it so much. Like what people need to understand about AI is you can't have AI do everything for you, but it can help you in
yeah,
you got to know how to use it
yeah.
the right way. Because there's
Right.
a right way and there's a wrong way when it comes to it. If you have AI do everything for you, then you're not using your brain cells, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think people can kind of see that. Like if you use AI for everything, like it's kind of easy. Like when we see when people use ChatGPT for something, right off the bat, we're like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And so,
Exactly.
want people to know that you're being
It's
authentic,
authentic.
right?
Yeah,
You're
you did
actually
it.
putting
Yeah,
forth some energy and it's
yeah,
not just,
yeah.
yeah, like a surface
Exactly. You gotta
level
have you have
profile.
to add the human touch to it, right? And
Yeah.
y'all, ChatGPT is good, but they're not perfect because ChatGPT has a problem with the word berry. It thinks that berry only has one R in it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a little nugget for the day.
For sure. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so what
I really
else?
fell in love with Beyond the Court when I first kind of like started with them, just simply because I used to do a lot of outreach myself back in South Africa. Remember all those underprivileged boys in Cape Town? So, and they do have a very cold winter. And I went down there doing missionary work. They were boys, I guess you could say, also from like very dangerous, marginalized communities, like hardcore communities, but the nicest kids ever. So, I don't know if you can hear me well or not. Can you?
I can hear you.
All right. So this was at a surfing outreach in Cape Town, and I didn't know when I volunteered to go down there that it was going to be winter time. I figured, South Africa is going to be like blazing hot in like the sun in June, July. Nope. So then I get down there and it's freezing, and so that was it. I spent, every day with them in shark infested waters because that was their reward. I would cook with them, I would help them out with their homework, and then once they were done with their homework, their reward was going surfing. So that's how I came to actually, find my own little passion for like actually working hands on with like all the types of different kids. And it's kind of like it's really nice to have the experience of being able to like, work with kids or reach out to kids like right at home in my own backyard, because I think sometimes we forget like, it's not just everywhere else. Like we have our own right here that need us, and while we're here, like we can be hands on with them and keep like an actual good thing going and growing.
Yep. I
So
love
yeah.
that. Like clean up your own backyard before you go sweeping everybody else's yard, right? Like not saying that, doing international help aid is not needed, but we can't focus completely on international when right here at home it's needed more than anything else. Like, I do a lot with Jamaica, right? Because, that's where I'm from and, the kids and I fell in love with the kids and then, I joined with Pathways to Promise and we were doing what we could. But at the same time, I have to look at it like, okay, yes, it's great to do things for Jamaica, but this is where I live. This is where my children are growing up. I need to put out into the environment of here in the greater Toronto area as well because it's needed.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've been so ostracized away from like anything Canada because I kind of got addicted to TikTok for a while, and then I once I went on TikTok, it was like I fell into Jamaican TikTok, and it
Mm,
was just
yeah,
gone, right? It was just in the last few months I've actually started connecting with some Canadian creators, and I'm amazed at some of the stuff that the Canadian creators are actually doing, and
yeah,
it's a whole different experience from the whole SYM and, go bury your head here and this. It's like, it's so different.
yeah,
And I wish I had found the Canadian TikTok a lot sooner because it would have been, but you know what? Now that I got to introduce you guys to some of these Canadian TikTokers that I've met because it's actually they actually align with a lot of the stuff that we do,
okay,
and they have a more positive atmosphere. Like I met Reedy Media House, and like honestly, from talking to him and reading his book, which I'm going to put a plug in, Born in the Ghetto by Reedy Media House, really good book. Get it on Amazon, and I will be interviewing him soon. But yeah, like speaking with him and a few other of the Canadian creators, you know, it's goes to it just it's opened my eyes to a lot of things, and
nice.
it's
And
kind of
that,
refocused.
yeah, no, that's amazing. Actually, that would be great to connect us with them as well because you go all over Canada. Like you're just like he's not just confined beyond the court. Like really doesn't have any borders or like barriers. Like
Yeah,
Sam's been speaking like pretty much all over the country.
yeah. Spoken
Oh
to
shit! I've always wanted to travel Canada. I'll be your assistant.
for
Anytime you're ready, just let me know.
sure. Gotcha, gotcha.
Which actually it's really neat. It's really needed, especially like not just like everybody thinks of like, oh, anytime you think about everybody just thinks about Toronto.
Yeah,
It's Toronto. No, it's just not Toronto alone. There's, you know, Oshawa is in greater need of some type of program like that. Hamilton, dear God, Hamilton needs it.
yeah,
All
Cambridge,
places that were once upon a time like safe, like low key little places way back when are now like all running red. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
Brampton, right here in Brampton, we need it. Browntown, we need
yeah,
it
yeah.
more than anything. But yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
it's it's so odd to see how within the last 10 years how the Greater Toronto Area has changed.
yeah,
Because I remember when I was living like lived at Islington and Finch
yeah,
that area,
yeah.
and yeah, I think yeah, Islington and Finch when I lived down that area. And when I was moving to Brampton, it's like my friends, it was like I was moving to a new country, like, you know? That was before, like, showing my age here, but that was before the highway got extended and all the different highways got built up and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And when I moved to Brampton, it was like cornfields, and now it's just like, now where's all the farms and the cornfields? Now it's like houses stacked on top of each other, and the population like tripled
Really?
in
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
But
A lot
And
more people
of
came to
course, with the
Canada.
population increase, the violence increases and the homeless increases. And
Yeah.
nowhere is truly safe because they keep building up like extensions of the GTA, or people keep relocating to areas or municipalities that they think are going to be better for their family, right, and safer, like Richmond Hill and Vaughan, the last places you would expect for anything to happen. And like they have like crises going. Is that crisis or crises? I don't know, but they have like wild things going down here, like home invasions and everything. And like it's like there's really nowhere anymore, that's like
yeah,
safe.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like it's extended to like even places like Lindsay. Like when
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear about like home invasions happening in Lindsay, I'm like, in Lindsay, like a bunch of cows, like, isn't that where you go when you want to push over a cow? It's like, no, not anymore.
Yeah. It's crazy. Man.
It's
That's
like,
that's
and
why.
it's just really sad because, like, even thinking about it, like, one of the reasons why my mom moved us to Brampton was to get away from the violence, right?
Same with yours.
Yeah.
Same with,
Same with
yeah,
my mom.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like after I found the dead body in the elevator, yeah.
Oh, bro. Oh man. My mom moved out because we found that somebody got shot right in front of our house, like in
A dead
2000.
body in
Yeah,
front of the house.
yeah, somebody got shot in front of our house. Yeah, that's why we moved out to Brampton too a long time ago.
Yeah, I was coming home from school, got off the school bus, pressed the elevator button, and yeah, my friend's dad was in the elevator, 3 shots in his head.
Damn.
Yeah. So, so my mom moved us out here. We moved to Brampton and we had a good run. Like honestly, like my childhood, we didn't have any problems. If we got into anything with anybody, we fought with our fists.
Yeah, yeah,
And then by the next day we're all friends again, whatever. But now it's
yeah. Different.
There's
now
one
like
community actually, we're well, still kind of wreck still, North Kipling and South Kipling. Like it's ridiculous. Like there's such a huge barrier. So we're trying to like also mend a bridge. We've been trying to work with like the youth program. Like what are they
Youth
called?
programmer.
Yeah, the youth programmers for like North and South, and like they're literally like a stone throw away from each other. But the kids from the North won't come to the South, and the South and the North. So like what we had experienced at the barbecue, like that is why it was the way it was, because it's so heavily segregated. And
Mm-hmm.
as you were saying from the beginning, like the culprit behind that are these older women who are the parents and the leaders of these communities. Like I was traumatized that like these mothers and grandmothers and old aunties had no behavior. The children were better behaved than them. And I said, oh my goodness, now I see why things are the way that they are. I
yeah,
mean,
it's like you know what, we went from having like having a village where like the mothers and the aunties, they were like they led the village and they had the community, they had where they encouraged everyone to be together, to them now being the reason for separation and segregation.
Yeah.
And that's really sad.
and when it comes
That's
to children, though, because that event was open to all children within Toronto community housing, right? So we went and we must have passed out like thousands of flyers over the course of like a 6 week span. And so it was very disheartening to see when other children were showing up that, these women, that like these people that are supposed to be motherly figures were giving them the cold shoulder and basically making them feel as though they didn't have the right or to belong to be there. And like, it wasn't even for them, it was for the kids. So
Yeah,
next time,
and I felt the ways too with like the whole crab in a barrel mentality where it's like, okay, this is for our neighborhood and they can't have any, and it's just like,
yeah,
really? How do you expect these kids to learn from example if this is the example that you're giving them? No
yeah,
wonder there's so much violence. No wonder there's so much division.
Yeah.
It's like it's like it's almost as bad as these freaking world leaders and politicians. Like there's a problem with the leaders.
community leaders.
Oh my God.
Ah.
But you know
Something.
what? The thing is, it's like the sad part about it is this, you know what? It's like we know, we see it, but we have to find ways to work around it. And unfortunately, you got to be diplomatic. Well, fortunately and unfortunately, you got to be diplomatic. You got to see their side of the thing and kind of work with them, but then find a way to, you have to, like, you have to get them comfortable with you in order for you to,
Well, see,
because
was
trust me, like at the barbecue, I was trying to be diplomatic and I was speaking like, I understand and whatever. But, there were parts of me that wanted to say, like, lady, what's wrong with you? But,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we learned our lesson. So, like,
Yeah.
the next time around, the reason why Sam chose to do it there, that's where he grew up, right? So, he wanted to give back directly himself to, like, his own community.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's whatever. We did our best. He gave back to his community the best we could, but we have some amazing connections in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And they said all we need to do is reach out to them at any time. We can have use of any recreation center to do anything that we want. So the next time around, we will do it in a recreation center, and that way we will have kind of more.
yeah.
more
Most
government.
definitely, it needs to be like on a neutral ground where it's either like a recreation center or a church or well, yeah, recreation church or at a school.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say at a school either, because when you go and you do something like that at the school, they want it to be focused mainly on the students that go to that school. So yeah,
Yeah.
a recreation center or a church
Yeah.
is a better, it's more universal and more
Yeah.
available to everybody, and
Yeah.
you know,
But
Yeah.
you
and
know what?
also
That said, like it actually, the barbecue went. It still went really good, and like Sam and I definitely, we have a lot of thanks to give to the people that did show up, the people that did come through, like yourself and your husband, and like
Yeah.
members from
Appreciate
Sam's
that.
church, the pastor, his wife, their family. Some of his friends from the church. We had the
The
principal from
principal
West
came out.
Humber. He came through. He made that commitment months ago. He went on holiday to Jamaica. Actually, he came back and he kept his word. He was there. And the reason why I mentioned that is because when he came back, he was still kind of on holiday mode. It was still summer break, but it didn't matter. He picked himself up on the Saturday. He made himself available. He connected with the kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really like,
I
it's not
respect
something
that.
that's like what I'm saying again. It takes community. It takes, people that like want to see a change, people that, like, that's why even though it's just beyond the court, it's just us and there's different organizations doing their own thing. How wonderful would it be if like we could all, kind of collaborate together? You know what I'm
And do
saying?
something big.
that is that is what needs, that is definitely what needs to happen, is for all the different organizations to, like, come together. But unfortunately, I hope one day it could get like that, but unfortunately, there's always some kind of power trip, and I don't
Yeah,
see
but
why there needs to be a power trip if you're doing for the community.
Yeah.
Why does it matter who's in charge or whatever? If we all have the same goal and the same mind frame, does it matter? It's like, I guess it's human nature in some way, and that's why we just got to find a way to work. But
Yeah.
I think it's all a matter of kind of like approach. Like sometimes, I mean, I think that everybody's heart and their mind is in the right place. I think it's just a matter of kind of stepping in like a little bit humble and like letting people know right off the bat that you respect their organization, you respect what they're doing, and you're excited to hear like the wisdom like that they have to share. Because maybe like there's somebody out there, if you're listening in the GTA, like maybe your niche or what you do with the kids, you might be into like, I don't know, poetry or art or something to that effect, right? And like, even though like what we may be doing is completely different, at the end of the day, maybe like, we can link up with you guys and, bring our youth out and like the other way around, you know what I mean? So like kind of keep the flow going that way and just, if anybody does have egos, just leave them at the door because when people are kind of like that, when they're petty, like nothing gets done. And that's how people themselves as grown adults end up segregating their own selves instead of elevating together. So
Yeah.
it's my 2 cents anyway.
no, and that completely and totally makes sense, because what difference are you going to make if you're going to, you can't make a difference if you're going to put your pride and your ego at the forefront. No, that gets left at the door. Like if you're volunteering and trying to do community, there's no ego in community service. There
For sure.
can't be,
Yeah,
because then
Yeah.
you're thinking about yourself. You're not really, you're doing it for an ulterior motive. You're not doing it because you want to help the community. You're doing it because you're looking some kind of validation.
that's right.
Yeah. You're right.
And like as for me, for example, my hands are tied when it comes to certain things, as like you guys know. Like Sam, he talks about a lot of speaking engagements when it comes to Black History Month. Well, when there's certain things like, like there's just nothing I can do to like help out with that really. But this is what I mean by that is it's like if we are connected with other people and Sam has the opportunity to, like, what, to go speak at a school where it's not just him and we have another chunk of time, that gives him and be on the court the opportunity to like, bring other people in and like kind of like run the show together. You know what I
Collaborate.
mean? Collaborate together. You know what I mean? For Black History Month or grassroots stuff. Come on, guys, you know the lingo better than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like I understand what you're coming from, and I get what you say, what you're saying about with Black history, your hands are kind of tied. But the thing is, too, it shouldn't be because okay, just because it's just because your skin is not black does not mean that you don't appreciate the struggles and everything, and
Haven't.
and you haven't been there and been doing and been working.
I
And I
like
know people.
Yeah, I like being behind the scenes. So certain things, like I'm just gonna, like let the excellence and the experts deal with it, and like, you know what I mean, like root you guys on from the sidelines. But like for me, I'm really behind the scenes when it comes to putting the meetings together and like all the admin stuff and like all the proposals and all that. So I'm very hands on, like in that sense. But it's yeah, so if you guys know anybody for Black History Month that wants to, aside from you and Sam, to go around and you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying is we want to build the links.
Yeah,
We
for
have to
sure.
build the links.
Yeah.
And they're actually having a Black History Month thing down at the Rose Theater in Brampton, and that might be something that we might want to go and check out because that is a way of getting connections and getting links and getting
Yeah.
because like one of the ways to get connections is we have to go out there and we have to network with people, right?
Definitely, definitely,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm down for it. Send us the details and I'm very interested in going as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I think I accidentally deleted the email, but I know once I go searching through my stuff, I will find it because like my daughter's school is forever sending me stuff, and they've actually been inviting me to join the Black Parent Council. They've been inviting me for like the last 3 years to join it, but
Mhm.
I've been so tied up, and honestly, like you, Dana, as much as, I do this show and stuff like that, I prefer to be in the background more, but unfortunately, it's not possible. Like the more
Oh,
you try to be in the background is the more you get pushed towards the foreground because, you know, as much as I would love to be in the background and just do the admin work and stuff like that, if everybody were to, if
Mhm.
everybody wanted to do that role, nothing would get done, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like, I'm good, like, speaking here on camera, like, from the safety of my room and stuff like that, but going in front of people, I
Mhm.
definitely got that stage fright. I got that, so I have to learn to work on that, so I'm working I that is so, more and more, I will
Yeah.
get more comfortable with it and be able to thing, and I've been practicing controlling my potty mouth because like,
Mhm.
I kinda got a little bit of Tourette's when it comes to the swears, but I'm getting
Mhm.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing with life. Like everybody still has to work, you know what I mean? And like with this weather too, like it makes the days feel short, but they're still so long and you're tired and you're drained, but like you don't want to stop giving up. Like you have to keep pressing on.
Yeah.
And like there's no time to just like be idle and let things fall between the cracks and wait until the weather gets better or wait until we're not tired. And that's another reason why it's important to like, build up your team so that way everybody can kind of like be a crutch for one another, like hey, if I don't have the time today, like you step in and you do it, and then we sort everything out amongst each other.
For
So
sure. For sure.
Yeah, and then with this weather, you don't even wanna leave your house because.
that also.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, it doesn't matter, like, the weather, whatever the case may be, life is still going and things are still happening, and you just
Yeah.
gotta bundle up and
Mhm.
get out there and do what needs to be done, right?
For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, and that said, also because Sam is going to be working with these 6 kids for the rest of the year. If there's anybody out there listening, if you guys have any ideas within the JTA of like different activities, and workshops as well, and meaningful things like
Apprenticeship,
yeah,
anything. Yeah.
apprenticeship, anything like
Yeah.
that to get these kids involved and
Yeah.
build up their esteem and
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, that's somebody just commented, Dave Salmon.
Hi, Dave.
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, that's definitely something that we can put our heads together and come up with some ideas and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm throwing in my hat, willing to help you guys in any way possible that I can because I believe in what you're doing. And I think it is actually amazing what you're doing. And the chance to get involved in something in our community and make a difference in our community is definitely something. And yeah, like I said, child labor laws, my daughter and all of her friends and stuff like that. My house is normally filled with a bunch of teenagers anyway, so I'm running my own little beyond the court here at home so I can always put them to work.
That's great. And you also, Amanda, you really hit the nail on the head with your JCA vision. Like, I see the vision. I like it.
Yeah, and yeah, that's something that like I'm going to reach out to the lady that originally said it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Star Life. Hi, brother. I was trying to figure out who Desmond was, but it's who Dave was, but it's One Star Life. Hi, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's most definitely. I'm gonna reach back out to the lady because I haven't been in contact with her. She probably thinks I'm not interested anymore or whatever, but I will reach out to her. But if not, they're always looking for volunteers and stuff like that. So there's ways,
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect.
because I like what they do. I love I love how they just jumped in there. Like when the hurricane happened in Jamaica, they were just on it like that, and they did so much, and they have like community stuff going on, and like so much stuff in the community. They have workshops, apprenticeships. They bring up entertainers from Jamaica. They do so much different things in the community and kind of like keep the not just the Jamaican community, but like the Black community. They kind of keep us intertwined because they work with the Nigerians, they work with the Bajans, they work with, they work with everybody to kind of like, the Trinidad, like they have a good connection with the Trinidadian community, right? And I love that. There's no egos involved,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I also think JCA should consider trying to take over Caravana because we need it back. We need to get it back. Yeah. But yeah, and that's another thing. Like even though like I'm petrified of going to Caravana but that's another thing that would be on the court. I think we should like you guys should consider like Caravana times going down there and having like a little booth and
Yeah, showing what we do. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? Maybe in the next few years we'll have our own float.
Could you imagine?
Funny, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that would align very well, but never know.
You can invite Pastor and the team.
Yeah, it's all the gangster rap and reggae going, and you got the pastor coming through on the float. Bless you all.
So that would be
We're gonna be reading from Matthew 22 verse. Hey, but you never know, right? Gospel music, like, listen, it could work because they have like this. Have you guys seen that genre where they have like the new age reggae gospel and like hip hop gospel?
I seen hip hop gospel. Yeah, I seen hip hop gospel. Yeah.
I've even heard like Christian trap.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, any way you can find to reach out, right?
Yeah,
There's this reggae one. What's his name? Prince. Oh my gosh, I don't know, but he's amazing. Amazing. Like, and they have like ghetto Bible stories, like where they retell like Bible stories like in a more modern way. Like it's
I think I heard of that. Yeah.
yeah, you like these days you got to think outside of the box in order to connect with the kids, right? So
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right.
Yep.
mind you, going to Toronto or something like that, I have to have one of my kids with me because they got to interpret because I do not understand the kids in Toronto. I don't understand that Toronto man's language. I don't understand it.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it because I remember once upon a time when there was never such a hideous accent. So it's garbage. If you guys are listening and you hear that, please note that that is not how all Torontonians speak. Thank you.
No, we do not. We do say Toronto. Yes, we do say that. But We don't say, my skiddies on the bidgies for real. Like, whatever the heck that's like. I don't understand it. I don't know what half of those words mean.
Did a
Like,
pretty good job though.
and Drake did not do it any better with Wagwan Delilah. That was
Oh
just wrong.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And just to know, like, Drake does not speak for all of the GTA, and a lot of us don't own him. Don't like him. Sorry, but I stopped liking you when you stopped being wheelchair Jimmy.
So, random thing, because I'm kind of random. Before we had the barbecue before we had the barbecue, we were doing all the flyers. I don't know why, but I'm like, you know what? I'm like, why don't we just go to like Drake's house, like Circle Lane? And Sam's like, that's crazy. I drove anyways, and I went up to Drake's house, and it was well gated, and you could see all his fancy cars and like whatever in the driveway. And I just took Beyond the Court flyer and I put it in the mailbox and went along my way. You never know.
What?
Actually, we had a few houses on Circle Lane because you never know. You can never sleep on an opportunity. If you have it in your backyard, you try it, you shoot your shot. If you get it, cool. If not, then whatever.
No, most definitely. You know what? There's absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's
Yeah,
thinking outside the box. Like
that's my brain.
no, I love that, and I love how forward you are. I'd probably be like, all right, I'm just gonna sit in the car. If it was somebody else other than Drake, because I'm not a fan. But I'm sorry, but he sounds like he's gargling. Okay, different. Okay, let me get off of that.
Listen, way back in the day when he was still kind of underground, like way back, I found him to be, quality. Like when he did Teach You a Lesson with Robin Thicke, like in the beginning. But then ever since he just, I don't know. And then everything's all monotone in his voice. Like it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like there's a few people like with me. There's a few people that I cannot like. No matter what you do, I will never be able to appreciate you.
Yeah.
Like the guy from Ghost that killed Sam Wheat, that killed his brother. Yeah, I will never forgive you for that. Yeah, but like, no, you guys gotta understand. You know the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, his friend with the red hair. I don't care what show you're in. I will never like you for what you did to Patrick Swayze. But
Okay.
it's just
Okay.
my crazy thing. But anyways, let's go back on topic because I kind of stray off of things. And so yeah, we got a few more minutes. So again, you want to share the Beyond the Court information with everybody?
Yeah. The website has www.beyondthecourt.ca. You can find the number, the email, the Instagram there. Um, the phone number they can reach us at is on there. There's a lot. Yeah. Well, once you go to the website, all the contacts are there. Everything, resources, the activities we do. Yeah, just what speaking's about. Everything's on the website pretty much.
Okay, and
www.
the website is listed right there on the screen for you guys, everybody. So go over to that website and check it out, www.beyondthecourt.ca. That's ca.ca, not .com, .ca. We are in Canada, so .ca. So yeah, go ahead, check that out, or you can always DM me if you need information, and I can get in contact with Sam and Dana for you, and give you whatever information you need. So want to thank you both for joining me, and I look forward to February
Thank you.
12th. I'm kind of excited about it,
Thank you for
and
having us.
to
Appreciate
anything that I can do to help you guys with Beyond the Court. I love your vision. I love what you're doing, and I love how you, Sam, like how you took something, you know, negative and turn it into a positive, and how you are inspiring these kids and putting yourself out there. A lot of people would have just given up and been like, life, yeah, but you're putting yourself out there. So I give you your credit for what you're doing.
Yeah, appreciate
And
it.
and don't stop what you're doing. Keep going, keep pushing. Don't let anything stop you. Don't and
Yeah.
Dana, I love the way you stepped up and you were doing. And that surfing thing in South Africa, like I've never surfed, but South Africa. So next time you're going,
Definitely.
Appreciate everything. Appreciate you for inviting us here. Appreciate you for all the help this summer. Thank you for everything.
And thank you in advance for your help this year too.
Well, you know I'm there, and like I told you, child labor laws are enacted.
All
All right.
All
Thank you.
right. So
right.
I'm gonna shut down and y'all, I will update everybody with who my guest is for next week because I am speaking with someone about being my guest next week. If not, I do have one other person that I will be interviewing because I wasn't able to interview them last week because I was feeling ill. But I will update you guys and let you know, look out for the flyers. And thank you everybody that tuned in for Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess. Have yourselves a blessed week. And remember, let's continue to show love and appreciation to each other because it takes more to than to frown. Love you guys.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.